What's up, Rich? How's it going, man?
I was trying to figure out how to share this thing. This is incredible.
Yeah. So everybody, this is Rich Linden from the Linden Group. He's the entertainment director of the Linden Group. He's on here today to talk about some of his 2020. What's happening, man? Tell us about your 2020, because people, so you know, he is about entertainment. This is what he does for a living. And as anybody that's lived on the planet Earth in 2020, it's been a nightmare for somebody that's in the entertainment industry. Tell us a little bit about it.
You know, man. So here's the crazy part, and a lot of people can relate. When you feel like you were born for something, you know, like you were born to compete, or you were born to fight, or you were born to promote. I feel like I was born to bring people together. That's what I do. I do that.
And you're awesome at it.
And then all of a sudden, man, boom, everything's taken away. It's crazy. It is craziness. It's been a crazy world. So I literally was in Las Vegas. I was announcing NCAA basketball. I program music for the NCAA tournaments.
How many events do you do a year on an average basis?
About 260.
260 events a year.
Yeah, we go all over the United States. So we do primarily sports, but I also do huge festivals. We go to Europe and do some festivals. So a lot of music festivals and fundraisers, stuff like that. But a lot of sports, man. A lot of sports.
You do a lot of stuff for UMKC, right? NASCAR.
Voice of the Ruse, voice of NASCAR. We do all the VIP stuff for the Kansas Speedway. Do the NCAA tournament, do the NAI. If there's any listeners out there that love, you know, Benedictine College, Mid-American Nazarene, all the small NAI schools, I do all their national championships. So, and this year I landed the contract to do the College World Series. Wow. That didn't happen.
Yeah, of course. That sucks, dude.
So yeah, dude, it was crazy. I was literally in Las Vegas, and a game was going on. The players were already playing. People were drinking. The arena was packed. The pep bands were playing. Referees called timeout. And a tournament official came over and handed me something and said, "Hey, read this." I'm like, "What?" Okay. I pick up a piece of paper. And I read the words, and it was like, "What?" I was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we need to ask that everyone please leave the arena. We need to ask that the teams please report to your designated locker rooms." Boom.
Oh, wow.
That was it. That was it, man. People go, "When was that?" March 12th. 10:03 a.m.
Right, going into March Madness.
Yeah, man, it was nuts, dude. So
yeah,
and people kind of saw it coming, because everyone in the arena had been watching. The NBA was canceling, and so people were kind of like, "Let's get this in," but it was nuts. And Vegas was nuts. Vegas was crazy. It ghosted. I go to Vegas a lot. I've never seen Vegas like ghost. Like,
wow.
People. I mean, the casinos. All of the restaurants closed. So all of the shows, the attractions, the restaurants, because no one knew what was going on. So it was wild. It was wild, man.
Oh,
that
my
was
gosh.
just the beginning, bro. As you know, that was just the beginning.
So, man, my phone is still going haywire with this freaking I might have to have you tag me so that I can share this stupid thing. Let me try my Surface Pro.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay, so what am I doing here?
Let me try my Surface Pro here real quick, and then we'll I might have to have you tag me or share it to my page. I've been having this problem. Anybody that's been watching the podcast knows that I keep running into this every freaking week. I keep having problems with my phone and getting logged in. It doesn't like the Messenger app or the Facebook page manager app for whatever reason. So I try to go into it on my on my browser, and my browser's freaking out on me now. So we're gonna try the laptop. So I got
Okay,
3
you try
computers.
that. I'm gonna see what I can do.
Okay, I'm in here. Let's see
Post
digital
publicly.
I'm trying my best to try to like get this dead time of the sharing of the broadcast cut down. So I can't seem to get past the. Okay, no, that's working. It's working on my.
Is it working now?
Yep, it's working now. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, cool. I guess I'll just do it this way from now on. But I'm sorry to interrupt you. Continue, please.
No worries, dude. No worries at all. I'm just loving my own show. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I
Don't mind me, baby. So yeah, dude, it's been crazy. So here's the problem. This is what I was saying. And this is what a lot of people have dealt with, man, not just in the entertainment industry, but just as a whole in this world. Here's the stupid thing. When you put all of your self-worth on what you do for a living, and then that's taken away from you, that's no bueno, dude. I had a meltdown. I had a mental health breakdown. I was, I don't say suicidal, but I was definitely spiraling downward. And my poor wife had to deal with it.
I think that a lot of people can relate to that, man.
There were times when I was like a 5-year-old, man. It's like throwing temper tantrums and crying and running around. It's like, dude.
Well, it's tough.
Yeah.
It was a tough deal, man. Like, especially for somebody that completely, makes their living. And I just know, because so if you guys don't remember or you don't recognize Rich did he was the entertainment director of Universal Combat League also. So if you enjoyed any of our shows over the last 4 or 5 shows we did, Rich was the guy that was handling the production of that part.
Of the sparkly suits. You may not.
Yeah, he always had some kind of elaborate Vince McMahon, or not Vince McMahon, but
Bruce Buffer.
God dang, you always remind me of man, the dude that I've been punching the head too much. Whoa!
I mean, Bruce Buffer has some nice jackets, man, but you're talking about Craig Sager.
He does.
Craig, you want Craig Sager. Sager strong.
What's the dude that goes?
Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Yeah, god dang, yeah, Ric Flair, man. The dude's got an exuberant noise attached to his name. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so here's what's crazy. Last year when I was in Vegas and I was doing tournament games, I got the long blonde hair. And people heckle me constantly. They're always going, "Ooh, Nature Boy!" And they're yelling, just making fun of me. I had about 20 guys from New Mexico State. They showed up the next day with blonde wigs, and they just sat directly behind the PA announcer booth, and they heckled me the whole freaking time. Dude, I went up in the stands and we took a selfie, and we hashtagged it out, Ric Flair drip. And you know what? Ric Flair blocked us. He took the post down.
He's such a fag, dude.
What a punk, dude. What a punk. We're throwing some love out to you, Rick.
What a fucking dick, dude. That's wow.
But it was cool, man. I went and had a drink with those guys afterwards. It was really cool.
Yeah, man, that's one thing, man. Like, dude, I love to see you work, man. We met through a mutual friend. I don't know, it was probably into my second show, and I knew right away, man, we wanted to get you on board with UCL. And also, if you're tuning in, you don't know, UCL is the Universal Combat League. I might have some gear or something laying around. Universal Combat League. I ran an MMA fighting promotion for 2 years. We did 9 shows, mostly out of Leavenworth. We did 2 shows in Lawrence. And Ric Flair, Rich Linden here was our entertainment director. And I could just tell you that, like, when this guy came on board, he made my life so much more easy to deal with. When it came to the shows, I was just, you seen me before you came in, and I was high strung, ready to just, like, I'm yelling at everybody. I don't know how people just said, "Oh God, it's fight day. Just ignore him, because I was such an asshole to everybody. And it was because of everything kind of, was riding on my shoulders to kind of conduct the whole event. When you came on board, bro, I got to actually watch fights. I got to sit back and enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
It was.
Yeah, you know what? And this is the other thing that bums me out that I was ready, dude. I was ready to get through March Madness, and then I was ready. We had sponsorships lined up. I was ready to rock it with you. The last show we did, we were clicking. It was time. It was
it
on.
was a great show. It was,
but you know what? It's just
we finally
UCL's
got it
just resting right now. UCL, it's just resting right now, and like the phoenix until it's time to rise up.
We and that's not a lie. Like I feel like personally, I feel that bro, we had that last show was almost flawless. The only problem that we had at all, period, with anything was the and if Ty, my buddy Ty, he's a teammate and a friend. He tunes in regularly. He may or may not tune in. If he's tuned in, he'll comment on this because it was his fight that they screwed up. So I don't want to say they screwed it up, but it was a combination of myself and the athletic commission. I gave you a copy of the fight card.
Yeah.
And and that was the one that you and I were going off of. That was the one that was set. That was the fight card we were going off of. Well, I text Adam, the athletic commissioner. I text him the fight card earlier that day, and he went off of the text message. Okay, like he said, "Hey, text me the fight card." Now, in my way, I heard it was just I need to know what fight so I can approve or disapprove. Okay, that is not the set fight schedule. Like that's not how I want it in the order that I want to do it. There was only one that was off, and it was my teammate Ty's, and he was literally had not hit a pad one yet. And then they came up and said, "You're up." And and James Krause was there, and James looked at me and goes, "What?" He says, "Dude, he hasn't even hit a pad yet." I was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And then we eventually figured it out, and figured out what was going on with it, and by that time, it's like, Ty was, you had to fight. It was ready to go. It was go. Anyway, he ended up winning and knocking the kid out, but it was still like, man, if he had lost, man.
Yeah. He didn't. Maybe he didn't. So no worries. And okay, so here's how I handle my business. It's super preparation to every little detail down. And I hire really good people. So you've seen all the 20-year-olds that work for me, and they know I'm going to be wired on the game day. I'm going to be snapping at people because I want perfection, because no matter what, sometimes something's going to slip through the cracks. So if you got it all prepped like that, you just roll with it. You just roll with it. And it ended up working out. But that was the only flaw we had. The rest of everything went absolutely perfect, man. I even got to do a jiu-jitsu match in the last show. You did.
I mean, that would have not even been heard of.
I don't think in the history of mixed martial arts fights has any fighter walked into Miley Cyrus party in the USA. I think I've made that your walk-up song.
You did too. You did. So Clayton Ward's giving a shout out.
Hey, Clayton. Oh, dude, Clayton Ward, what's up, man? Hey, you know what, Clayton? We're supposed to he and I are supposed to have lunch and a beer sometime. So
right on. So it is a little depressing, man, when I think about it, because I did work really hard on UCL, and for the longest part, I mean, I guess it's probably pretty typical. I didn't have a really, I mean, everybody wanted to help out, but I mean, just as far as like each show, they'd help out, and then they're busy. There was nobody that was just on board team member that helped me with UCL. It was like all my fruits of my labor were just kind of lost. But then you came in, and I felt like you had that passion too, man. And it was like, man, it just a weight was lifted off my shoulder. If you ever got any events going on, anything like that, I can't give this guy enough of a recommendation. Like, he is professional as you get. He brings his team. These guys show up on time. They are not. You're not waiting on them. They're waiting on you, and you're getting your ass chewed because you ain't got your shit together. Like that
may be possible. That may be true.
It's just an absolute. Anybody that's done anything, that's done an event of any sort, it gets stressful. You get a lot of moving parts. This was something I learned through the course of time. I was 9 shows. I was, Joe Wooster was my mentor. He'd give me tips here and there, but not too many. I hope you're watching, Joe. He would give me some, but not enough. he would tell me kind of the worst parts of it to watch out for, and that helped a bunch. But again, it was like it was me against the world, and then Rich came around and we teamed up, man. It was good shit. Like
here's what's crazy, man.
It's not dead yet.
Yeah, no, it's just resting. It'll come back.
Yeah,
but here's what's
resting.
crazy: is people ask me, how did you? A lot of people ask me, how did you get into sports announcing? How did you do this? Honestly, man, it's just
accident, right?
I say accident, but no accidents. I believe that there's always a reason. There's a reason why you and I met.
Yeah.
But I was DJing at the time. I liked sports. I've always liked sports, but I didn't love it until I met this woman that I'm married to, who might be still sleeping. So
let's not talk loud.
Right. And she was crazy she played volleyball for Baylor. She's a freak. She watches more sports than I do. We had to get a TV in our bedroom so she could watch Royals games and Monday Night Football. Nothing else. The TV doesn't turn on unless there's sports in the bedroom. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
She'll watch NFL games that I'll be like, honey, do we have to watch Jacksonville and like the Eagles? And she's like, yeah, it's football.
Yeah, I got players.
So she got me into, I started announcing for volleyball because she loved volleyball so much. I freaking loved it. It built, it grew. Same reason. MMA, man. I never watched. I was not into MMA at the time. A lot of my friends were, but I wasn't. And then my wife got into it heavy. So it was my woman that started going, hey, we're going to the bar to watch this fight. We're going here, we're going there. She got me hyped into it. And then somehow you and I met through mutual friends. My learning curve was great, dude. That first fight, I had no idea what I was doing. My head was spinning. Now I've caught the fever, dude, because what's cool, you have two athletes. And just like yesterday's fight, you got two athletes. They train for so many months. They sacrifice. They're working so hard. And it could come down to a matter of seconds out there on the mat. But they lay it all out. And if I can elevate them to the highest point with the music, with the lights, with the way you introduce them, if I can take my energy to them, I want to give them everything. And dude, it's amazing. And one of my observations, and someone might want to chime in on this because this is just me, but MMA, of all of the sports that I announce, it's the one sport that you can't always tell when I'm getting ready to do a basketball game. If I watch a team walk out on the court, I can pretty much tell they're going to whoop ass. I'm like, okay, we got problems here. MMA, man, no. You can have a dude walk out that's just rippled. He's like freaking walking around, and then you can have some dude come out with moves, and you're like, oh, wow. And then boom,
not overlook him.
The bell rings, and boom, they get to the mat, and moves guy is just like twisting the other guy like a pretzel. It's crazy. You literally in MMA, you cannot judge a book by its cover. And I don't see that in any other sports, man.
Man,
you see football,
it reminds me
that football player. But MMA, dude, you cannot judge them and their skill level just looking at the guys. But I always did. I was like, oh, it's gonna be. And then
I got shocked. The guy in the black trunks, Well, my man. So I had a conversation about this the other day with Joe Wooster, and this was coming off of a tough loss that I took. A week ago, 2 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an eternity.
Dude, I want to be there so badly.
Yeah, man, it was a tough loss because I had established dominant position early.
Yeah.
I was doing well. I just felt like I had the fight under control, and one little mistake and it kind of put me in a bad position, and then another mistake ended the fight. You're almost fighting yourself in there.
Really, absolutely.
I mean, just when it comes to the mental aspect of it, if you're not prepared, if you have any self-doubt, if you have any insecurities going into, if you don't come out of that fight camp just completely solid, ready to go,
that's right.
The mental strength has got to be there. If you have anything at all, man, as soon as you get into a tough position in that cage, it'll be exploited.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can happen in just a split second.
You
can be on top dominant position, then boom, one tiny mistake.
Especially at the pro level.
People that don't know or haven't watched the sport, and this is what I had to learn too. It's just not two people going out there just pummeling each other. It's a chess match, man.
It's taking a martial arts culture. This didn't used to be the way. This is actually a conversation that I've had several times on almost all my podcasts. Is the way that the way that MMA has changed, even in the last 2 or 3 years, from what it was. Like we go back to when I first started fighting, and that was 2007, 2008. Man, it was the Wild West, and now I got made fun of by Frank Mir. Yeah, I'm gonna keep bringing it up, Frank. You got until you come on my show, man. And you owe me, Frank, for making fun of me in Bellator. Anyway, Frank had some slick shit to say. Saying that those are unsanctioned fights. He claims he has 51 fights, and these fights are he's clearly from the Wild West. Yeah, man, I was from the Wild West. I fought in a tag team MMA match. Yeah, it may not have been the Wild West per se when it comes to like you and Big John McCarthy, and that's who I was in the room with getting interviewed. Wow. When I said the wrong thing. I said the Wild West days. I said I go back to Wild West days.
They're like,
we weren't fighting in people's backyards. There was a ref. There was a cage. It wasn't sanctioned. It was unsanctioned. It was like a smoker fight. But, dude, I mean, we were not pulling back. We were knocking each other out. I mean, it was a full-blown match. There was people there. It was just like it was all the rules that you get in a regular MMA fight, a sanctioned one. You see, the boxing commission took over not too long ago. Like Wyoming was the last state, I believe, to go sanctioned. They were the last unsanctioned state in the country, and they went.
Aren't you from Wyoming?
Like 2012. I was fighting in Wyoming at the time.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. I was. I fought in Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, Idaho, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, all over.
I just did an event Thursday night in Lander, Wyoming.
Lander. Yeah, that's an hour and a half from my hometown.
Right. Yeah, man.
I lived there for
virtual event. My whole world now is sitting in this studio, drinking whiskey and doing virtual events.
Man,
trying to do whatever we can do to bring people back together until we can bring people back together. Here's some good news, though. I've got a Zoom meeting this afternoon with the NCAA, so they are full on committed to bringing back basketball and all the fall sports. So it looks like January, February, March, April, they're going to bring every single sport that was canceled all at the same time. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be the Wild West. It's going to be wow. So we have a long meeting to talk about that, but we're talking about it'll all go on campus. So, KU might have a softball game, basketball game, volleyball match, and 2 soccer games going on campus at the same time. So if you're a young PA announcer or scorekeeper, you have a good opportunity here because I can't be at every single match, and all of my friends can't. So it's a good opportunity for some young talent to try to showcase what they do, So, So tell me about what's going on with fighting now. So there have been some fights. You just fought a couple weeks ago.
I fought a couple weeks ago at the Cable Dahmer Arena.
Yeah.
Man, forgive me, dude. My eyes, I've got allergies or something, man. The window's open and I just my eyes I'm dying over here, bro. I keep
you need a little something in your coffee cup.
That's what I need for sure. Let me give Access a shout out. Oh, look at that. Got the green screen going. Let me give Access a shout out, man. They're the sponsor of the show. Access Rejuvenation. They do male they do hormone replacement therapy, and they also do female weight loss programs. It's all scientific, done through the mail. If you guys are interested in that, give them a call. I know a lot of guys my age are missing out on some testosterone. They help you get your libido back or whatever.
Not just libido, man. It helps you sleep
everything.
At night. Everything. Your brain is sharper.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, for sure. They have a program for they take it's all scientifically done. They take blood. They got doctors that work for them, all that stuff, and they do it. They'll send you to a lab up here, and they'll get your results back. They'll give you a program. They give you your medicine. Everything's billed to you. You don't got to leave the house. So anyway, Access, the owner of Access, his name is Daniel Draper, is going to be on the show next Monday.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep. I also got a couple of big announcements. So this week is an exciting week. For one, we just started off, with Rich Linden here, who is a popular
Very
guy.
exciting. Very exciting.
Rich Linden here, who's a popular guy. We also, I have booked Mr. Jack Swagger for a podcast.
What?
Yes, WWE heavyweight champion at one time, former heavyweight champion, and now Bellator MMA fighter. Also, my previous opponent will be on the show tomorrow. So,
wow, what time?
I'm pretty excited. I haven't got
You haven't got locked in at a time yet. Okay.
No, I've asked him 100 times. He just ignores that question. I don't know why. He's like, I don't think he knows.
So we just have to check in. Just check in.
Yeah,
see what's
if
up.
you see me
Get
go
the
live,
notification.
you're seeing the Swagger
Cool.
interview. So, so he's going to get on here and chop it up with me a little bit. We've also got Kevin Kroom, UFC fighter. He's a local Kansas City guy that got given a shot at.
Yeah.
He was given a shot to go to the UFC. Major underdog, went in there and won. And won in a record fashion. So we're excited to have him on there. We also got a MMA fighter / professional wrestler, Sharkbait. So Sharkbait. Yes, let's. Anthony is his name, and I dare to try to pronounce his last name.
You know what, man? I need to hook you. You need to get some of the Invicta girls on.
Yeah,
they're incredible. The Invicta fighters are amazing.
I've got a teammate. I'm not going to vouch for her or anything, but I think she's going to come on. She's fought on Invicta. She's set to fight December 14th, I think.
Cool.
And I'm going to get her on here. She's got to start getting some exposure out there. So yes. Like fighters got fights coming up, which is cool. I'm taking a break because I did hurt my wrist a little bit on the last fight. So it's kind of sprained. I haven't been able to practice, man. I can't grip anything right now. So I will probably not fight in 2020, and that's okay with me. I'm ready to kind of get this one behind me. I went from 5-1 in 2019 to 0-2 in 2020. So I think we just get this year over with.
This whole year, man.
Yeah, start from scratch, man, and go from there.
Well, here's the deal, dude. I'm totally planning on us doing a fight in 2021. I'm totally set on it.
Man, Zach bought the UCO cage, and Zach actually brought up to me. Oh yeah, we'll have Zach on, and James Krause also. James Krause just won a big fight. He hasn't committed to me totally as in when, but he has committed to me as in that he will do the podcast. So it's hopefully this week. He's got to go to Vegas or something like that. But when he gets back, hopefully we'll get him in this week. Zach, it's whenever we get him in there, we get him in there.
Right on.
But we eventually will. I got to keep putting the guilt trip on him. But yeah, it's been an interesting year to say the least.
Yeah, but you know what? I even know some personal stuff about you too. When some doors close, if you're listening, other doors open.
I agree. I agree.
So you can either, I had to get through I pouted, I was depressed, I was angry, I threw temper tantrums and was just a punk. I was just a punk ass bitch for a little while. And then I'm like, God had something bigger for me. You better shut up and listen. Just like when you're training, you got to, if you're locked into something, you're going to get exposed.
Bitch out of me sometimes.
You're right. That's exactly right. And now, man, I got to say, I'm hungry for sports and entertainment to come back in person. But I built a studio, started doing podcasts. I've got a TV show from the Hy-Vee Arena, doing more voiceover, and learning how to do all of these events virtually. So when things do come back, I think I'm going to be ready. You're going to be ready. We know what we're doing. I can tell
you what, I've just since the COVID quarantine, man, I have learned a whole new trade. I had some fun making a home video of me and my kids in a zombie movie. And so I went out and I spent a whole bunch of money on equipment, and I got I'm equipped to make like motion picture badass movies. I haven't learned how to do it yet, but I got the podcast going, and this actually has surprised me a little bit. I just was doing this for fun too, but it's actually taken off. So This is we're giving this a lot of energy right now.
Take it, man. Well, whatever you need from me, man, you just say the word.
Right on, man. Sure. So there was one other thing I wanted to bring up. Man, this is kind of a darker subject. It's not, I usually kind of it's been just like a MMA comedy show almost, and also people, I want to make sure that you understand that this is not just an MMA show. Okay, like this is just an entertainment show, entertainer show. I want to not have be glued to one genre. So, but this on this note, man. So there was a tragedy that happened in Leavenworth last night. Local people know that I'm from Leavenworth. I grew up there.
I thought about you instantly when it came across my phone, man.
Well, I know the guy. I know the guy. I grew up with him. He was not that. I was not that close to him, but I was, however, close to his family, his cousins, and his brother. As in, like, we spent nights together in each other's houses. I mean, like, this is how close of I was to, knowing this guy. And I mean, I know his name. We called him DJ. It wasn't Donald, or it was DJ. DJ Jackson. He's his dad was owned Oasis Pools. His uncle was Rick Jackson. Rick Jackson was a self-made millionaire. Started out with a paper route, bought a tow company, and his three daughters I grew up with. Dated one of them. It was it's just like that's how close this hits to home for me. Okay, and my daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, was a classmate of one of the kids that had been whose life was taken. So if you didn't hear last night, if you weren't, in the Kansas City area, there was a very tragic situation that occurred. A father, and now we don't know anything other than what the news has told us. I don't know if there's been developments, but what they said last night was they were basically saying anything, but they believe that the father had taken, the lives of two of his children, and then he had left, and there was a big Amber Alert. Everybody's phone in the freaking city goes off. There's an Amber Alert of a man had taken two little girls. Now these little girls were his. Okay, so everybody was, me and my wife looked at each other. He's gonna kill his fucking daughters, dude. He's gonna kill his daughters. He's gonna kill. What the? I don't know what could ever possess someone to hurt a child, let alone their own child. I just, man, I don't know. I sit as a father and I see my kids playing and I'll see them do something that I feel like is kind of semi-dangerous. And instantly I have the worst thoughts that you could ever think of go through my head. Like, oh my God, a car is going to fly over the curb and just destroy them. And I right in front of my eyes, so I'm like, oh, stop doing that. Stop doing that. I need you to not do that. Come over here. Okay. Let's be careful, and I don't know that anybody, isn't that just a love that's wired into everybody? I don't know. I don't think
so. I would think so. I literally was just talking about this last night. So my kids are grown up. I'm an empty nester. My youngest is a junior in college, but my oldest is my sister's son, biological son. But she did drugs and she was just druggy and alcoholic.
So you took over, and
she basically abandoned him. And I took him when he was 5 years old. And he calls me dad. He's really dad, but he's a grown man, and he's still, my heart just rips for him. He got clean and sober through COVID, which was a fantastic thing.
That is awesome.
Crazy party guy.
Keep it up, bro.
But last week he fell off and then attempted suicide. And so, and he's a grown man, and my heart is still ripped. Like, how can I protect him? How can I? So I can't imagine doing harm to a kid. Like, I don't know what kind of dark place you have to be in.
When I see my kids in pain, it hurts, man. Like, what kind of dark place?
It never goes away.
Man, I mean, like,
so have they arrested him? Have they found him yet?
Oh yeah, no, they found him. They found the girls are safe.
Okay, the girls are safe. Because I was at an event.
His cousin, who is friends with me on Facebook.
Yeah.
She actually came to my fight in Topeka. Her name's Donna Jackson. I did notice on her Facebook that she said that the girls are safe. Okay. Exclamation mark, exclamation. So they got him. I mean, like, he's man, I'd have to say his days are numbered, bro. They're gonna catch him in there, and you don't hurt kids, man. What do they say? an honor amongst thieves. Well, the honor amongst thieves is like the child molesters and people that hurt children don't have a very long life expectancy in the penitentiary. So when he gets there, hopefully justice will take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And to everyone, I mean, if you're going down that dark path, I know you have through 2020. I have. You got to find that help. You got to surround yourself with people who won't take you down farther, but will lift you back up. We all need it.
Mental health is a big deal. Like,
yeah, man, I've been there for people, and then people have been there for me. You can't let it go to the point of no return. So I don't know what
and just
DJ said, but
people like, man, it always gets better. I've been in some bad places in my life, man. I've been depressed. I've been in a situation where I just like, man, it hurts so bad to live, and I just like, why would I want to live? Hey, if there's one thing that I can tell you is no matter how shitty you feel, it's only temporary.
That's right.
You will not feel that way forever.
It's
a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
So yeah, man. So yeah, I think my son's coming back home for a little bit for a visit. Thank goodness he's out in Colorado now. But even when they're grown up, dude, you're still your
family,
man. Always
family
there.
Important when it comes to that. You got to reel yourself back in. A lot of times, family is the way to go. I personally, my family wasn't very close, but when I get down like that, man, it's I get down on myself. I usually give my mom a call, man. She always gives me a good pep talk. And either that or my coach, let him know I'm feeling like shit. He'll find positives, man. People that are
you just got to find those people in your life and hold on to
them. It's called if you get a chance, people read the book, The Energy Bus. You get it as a. I didn't read it. I'll admit it. I listened to it on audiobook. But if you're sitting in the car on your way to work, man, listen to this book. This book will help you in every aspect of your life. My coach, Zach Cummings, he recommended this book when we went to COVID. He said, okay, everybody, this is your homework. You don't get it. We're not going to be working out for a while. So this is your homework while you're at home. He told the fight team that this is what we need to do. So I listened to this book, and it is about surrounding yourself with positive energy.
It's amazing.
People that are positive, it spreads. It's just like depression, man. Depression can be contagious also.
It can be. Yeah, absolutely.
You get to a situation where you're surrounding yourself with positive people, man. That glow will you'll suck that up, man. They'll have leftovers, man.
Yeah.
They will give it to you. That positive, man. It's contagious, and it will help you in every aspect of your life, especially if you're having some issues with substance abuse or whatnot. Man, this is a good book. You get in there, you get surrounded yourself with the right people, guys that are looking to better themselves, and gals, person is looking to better themselves. Anyway, that's my recommendation for the day.
And you know what, dude? The flip side goes to this, and this I did this in my life. When you find yourself around people that aren't, he was my best friend. We saw each other like 3 times a week. But at some point I realized this bro, all he does is complain and bitch about his life, and everything's everybody else's fault, and he just drunk all the time. And I'm like, what am I doing when I'm with him? I'm drinking and I'm complaining. And at some point it's like, I love you, bro, but I can't do that. And
I like being pissed off all the time.
So I haven't seen him, man. It sucks, but I haven't seen him in like 3 years now because we had words. I'm like, well, you choose your path, bro, but I can't do that. So that's the same too for all your listeners. So anyway, there you go.
For real. No, it is.
There you go, people. That's a freebie from J-Dub and Rich. We won't even charge you for that.
It's that's real, man. It's real. The negative stuff is probably worse than the positive. You get around negative people that bitch all the time, man. Like,
oh my gosh.
I don't like being pissed off all the time. I don't know about anybody else, but like, it doesn't do any good to be pissed off all the time. You get around people that are negative Nellies, and all they do is complain. It's like, God damn, man, can you just shut the fuck up, man? I mean, we're just chilling here. Like, that's the energy bus. You read that book, and it talks about
energy bus. I'm on it, dude. I listen to audiobooks all the time when
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
driving
check
around.
it out. It's a short book. It doesn't
Cool.
take long. I
Cool.
think I listened to it in like an hour and a half or something. It's just they touch on that part of it, the negative Nellies, man. Like
Yep.
this, something will happen to somebody, and they make examples throughout this book. It's like an educational book with some fictional stories behind it. You get a guy that the same thing happens to him. And this guy is like, oh, well, it could have been worse. There's this, we, take this part of it and find the positive in the situation. And then this guy, the same thing happens to him, and he goes out there and just finds all the negative shit. Oh my God, I can't even get to work without bullshit.
It's ridiculous, dude.
And it's contagious. It makes your whole day suck. And bad things happen to you. Like it will continue.
Cool.
Anyway, man, I know you got to get going, right? You got to
roll out.
Yep, you got to.
Things are starting to lighten up. Things are starting to come back. That's the good news for everyone. Sports, fights, entertainment, concerts. We're getting there. Figuring out the plan. We're getting there. So don't listen to the news, man.
Yeah,
it'll bring you down.
Sure. Don't. I shut it off. I don't listen to it. I do what you got to do, but to follow the rules. But everybody's got to live still. People, man, I'm getting ready to go downstairs and build a studio. So the
can't wait to see it, dude.
Even better. So
yeah, and I'm gonna have you on the TV show down at Hy-Vee Arena. We'll talk some more, man.
Let's do that, man. Let's do that.
All right, brother. Keep on, man. Love it.
Yep. All right, guys. Hey, this is Rich Linden. This is JW Kaiser. Hey, peace out from KC.
You got it.